Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I am Irene G. Musa and our report is about Haiku poem and Diamante poem. Haiku poem are short poems that use sensory language to capture a feeling or image. They are often inspired by an element of nature, a moment of beauty, or a poignant experience. Haiku poetry was originally developed by Japanese poets, and the poem was adapted English and other language by poets in other countries. Instructions about haiku poems: follow the beat of the poems. 5 syllables on the first line, 7 syllables on 7 lines, 5 syllables on the third line. Have students write lines of the poem having to do with the topic the teacher or student chooses. Number 2, have students read their poems to their class. This is the example of haiku poem. The warmth in my heart, carrying big package, the old woman smiled.
Assalamualaikum ma'am, I'm Diamante Escuca. So this is my report, Diamante poem. A diamante has 7 lines that describe a person or an object in a special way. A diamond poem is also known as Diamante's poem. It is the style in which poetry is done by creating 7 lines that do not rhyme each other. And the symbol of the Diamante poem resembles the shape of a diamond, and also Diamante is the Italian word for diamond. There are just a few rules to writing a Diamante. How many lines are in Diamante? A diamond poem or Diamante poem is a style of poetry that is made up of 7 lines. So diamond or diamantes are 7 lines long. The first and last lines have just 1 word. The second and 6th lines have 2 words. The third and 5th lines have 3 words. And the 4th lines has 4 words. Lines 1 to 4 and 7 have nouns. Lines 2 and 6 have adjectives. Lines 3 and 5 have verbs. So what are some examples of a Diamante poem? The Diamante poem or diamond poem was created by Iris Tate in a new poetry form. The Diamante, published in 1969. So this is some examples: night, day, happiness, sadness, children, adults, kindness, cruelty, summer, winter, cats, dogs, life, dead, rich, poor. So synonyms: diamantes. In this diamante, the words passage and passover mean the same thing, so they are synonyms. Passage, busy, exciting, cleaning, cooking, preparing. Matcha, wine, eggs, afikuman, eating, visiting, learning, beautiful, special, and Passover. And the last, antonym diamante. In this diamante, you might say that words Vashti and Esther are opposites or antonyms, so this is antonym diamante. Vashti, weak, man, lofting, hurting, gloating, crown, wine, nuts, crown, praying, hoping, crying, good, and caring, Esther. So that's all, ma'am. Thank you.
To start writing a Diamante poem, first you need to decide what thing you want to write about. The reason you want to pick a thing that your first and last line need to be nouns. In other words, your Diamante will be about noun such as a pencil or a pizza rather than about a verb such as a jump or an adjective like smelly. An easy thing to write about is something you see around you. Next to that, you will decide whether you want to write a synonym or an antonym diamante. If you want to write a synonym diamante, you will select another word that means the same thing as your subject. If you are going to write an antonym diamante, choose a word that it is opposite. Once you've chosen your two nouns, take a piece of paper and brainstorm as many words as you can that have to do with each of them. For example, make one column for each word and write down everything you can think of. You want adjectives, verbs, and even more nouns. For an advanced class, your list should look something like this. Finally, if you want to arrange your diamante, putting the synonyms and antonyms as the top and bottom, the adjectives next on the lines 2 and 6, the verbs after that on lines 3 and 5, and lastly, your additional nouns on the middle line. In the top of half of the poem, lines 2 and 3, your adjectives and verbs should be ones from your list brainstorming column words that have to do with line 1 like this. In the bottom half of the poem, lines 5 and 6, your adjectives and verb should be related to the noun on line 7 like this. On line 4, the line in the middle of the poem, the first two nouns should be related to the noun on line 1, and the last two nouns should be related to the noun on line 7 like this. When you put everything together, you'll end up with something like this. For a lower level, it could look like this. Don't worry if you have more words than you need. It's better to have many words to choose from than not enough. And this is another example on how to write a diamante poem. Here's the important things to remember when you're writing your own diamante. Diamantes can be about anything. They are 7 lines long. The word count is simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your line should have noun, adjectives, nouns, verbs, adjectives, noun. Try to center your poem on the page to give it a diamond shape. Most importantly, have fun when you're writing your own diamantes.